Hello. Hold on, let me make sure everything's working. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Pay no attention to the shit going on directly behind my head. Uh, yeah, closet door broke, and there really ain't shit I can do about it right now. So, got the app break running. Um, yeah, it's been a bit since I've been live. It's been like almost a week, maybe a little over a week. Uh, but I'm back up on call at my work, so I I can't risk doing long streams just on the off chance that I'm needed. And also, I don't know, I've just been like I've been a little like bleh, I guess is how I've been feeling like the past week or so on like streams. So, and that's not going to get any better because I'm literally then going to be like actual on call like very soon, which means that's a whole nother week of just like I definitely can't stream. But that I can at least be like, all right, just gonna take a break then and focus on editing, which I've done like a fair bit so far. I've gotten some editing done on a number of things. I did the first edit of the Hard Raid campaign from Left 4 Dead 2 that we played. That's actually up on my YouTube now. And I've got some others working on coming down the pipeline. So definitely looking forward to that. Trying to keep that momentum going for me. So I have like more stuff to put on like my actual YouTube page. But okay. Let's go ahead. I need to let Discord know I'm live. And then we're going to hop over to here. And I need to bring up stuff for the League right now. Okay. But yeah, so we're on Season 3. Just a reminder that at the end of Season 2, we did some, like, mid-season... We gave out a few extra levels to everyone, but Nathaniel, because Nathaniel was getting, like, too far ahead. So, I'm trying to, like, keep it balanced. And I think I was a little too conservative in my decisions. Because Nathaniel's still quite far ahead. But we'll see. It was 30 levels plus, like, bonus levels that were gained. Plus, like, 5 animals, where this time we didn't have the like, animal tier restrictions for making choices. And I'm definitely curious just to see how this works out, but something tells me we are going to need to make... something tells me going into Season 4 we'll need to toss out a few more levels, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. As at the moment, let's see if I swap over to here. Yeah, this is everyone's current stats, and as you can see, Nathaniel is very high on some of the most important stats. And then yeah, we have this here. And I have my racing schedule planned out for everyone. Speaking of, I actually... Ah, shoot. I forgot. I need to reset up the wheel for determining where we go. Sorry, give me a second. I'm just typing it all out. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I'm remembering everything. If I can actually spell, there we go. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, let's go ahead, swap back over to the monitor. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get this started. Ooh. We got to decide where our first race is going to be. Beep, 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 boo. Oh, okay. All right, we're going to Garnet. Poop. Okay, so our first race on Garnet. Well, let me get all the controllers together. Our first race on Garnet will feature Win Chun, Nathaniel, Later, and Thek. There we go. Okay. So this will actually be very interesting. As I mentioned before, Nathaniel is insanely strong on both swim and run right now. And swim's not going to do too much for them on Garnet, but it will matter on run. So, we'll definitely have to see that. Later is definitely been, like, solid with everything. Later does have the highest power stat of, like, these four. The real question will be, how much will it actually matter at the moment? Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and see. We're going to push over to the spreadsheet. Yeah. In general, I think Ansel's also in a position to be, like, pretty decent. Because Ansel's got around 700 in run and fly. But here we go. Gone are the days of the crawl strat. Now everyone is running at full tilt. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. And yeah, look at that. Well, everyone definitely was better at fly. Win Chun with a over 1100 stat in fly was able to skip the entire fly section. And is able to keep what looks like a pretty solid lead at the moment. Yeah. Like, even Later's, like, better power stat than everyone else here was not enough to make up for this, lead, or able to, like, overcome anyone. Which means this could very well be Win Chun's. We will have to keep an eye out on the map now for any trips. Because we are definitely not going to be able to see anyone. Oh, Nathaniel and Later coming on up. Oh, it looks like, yeah, Them tripped. That was tragic. Alright, but Win Chun is so far ahead. think even with bad pathing, this should be a win. Alright. Ooh. There we go. Okay, and with a single trip, Themk is gonna take the first last place placing of our first half of Season 3. Meanwhile, Win Chun is the first to claim victory. Alright. Really showing the value in that fly stat there. Just able to completely skip the water section. And alright, Win Chun has won, so we're going to a map featuring Win Chun, which for round 1 we have Win Chun is on Stump Valley, Mushroom Forest, Block Canyon, Topaz. Well, that's it. Win Chun's not in a lot for Win Chun doesn't appear a lot in round 1, it seems. Okay. Yep, okay, so it is just Stump Valley, Mushroom Forest, Block Canyon, and Topaz. Yep, that's it. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and spin. Definitely looks like the later rounds are going to be front-loaded on Win Chun. Alright. And Mushroom Forest is the first one we're going to. I need to put all these back. Alright, cool. Alright. So, Mushroom Forest is our next map. And on Mushroom Forest... On Mushroom Forest, Win Chun will be facing off against... Later... Themk and Appleton. So, alright. Let's begin. Let's see where this... This is a short map, and now everyone is a capable runner for the most part. Although I think... Yeah, Palpatine is by far the slowest of these 4. I definitely could have gone harder into Palpatine's run stat. But that's just how it goes. So, if all goes well, this will probably result in a last place for Palpatine. But we'll see. Anything can happen. Yep, everyone else has got the proper running form. And then Palpatine with a trip! Oh no! Palpatine was doing their best, but was not quite able to make it work. Later, doing some weird zigzaggy serpentine routing definitely results in them kind of throwing a little bit here. Yep, alright, there we go. Yeah, definitely odd. I don't know what Later was up to. They have definitely the actually wait, I'm looking at it wrong. Oh yeah, I was looking at it wrong. That's my bad. That's on me. I was looking at Later's swim stat, not their run stat. So that's why I thought they were throwing, but no. That actually, everything tracks there, in terms of run. Or it doesn't. What? I must be blind. I got, okay. That's crazy. Winshun actually won. Okay, 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 okay. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Winshun took that. I swear Themp was in the lead the whole time. Themp must have done something. Themp must have threw. I didn't see no trips from Themp, so okay. Oh well, congratulations to Winchun on their second win. Palpatine taking an unfortunate last place there. All right, let's go ahead then and go to our remaining Winchun maps. We now only have 3, that being Stump Valley, Topaz, and Block Canyon. Let me go ahead. Boop, here we go. Where will our next Winchun map be? Alright, it's Stump Valley. That means Winchun will probably get another win here because this is a map Winchun still very much excels at. Okay. I'm not even going to bother changing this because I think we're in a bit of a foregone conclusion. But who knows? Anything could happen. But okay, so going up against Winchun on Stump Valley will be Papleton, Themk once again showing up, and for the first time this season, it's Sponge. Hello, hello, Gray. How you doing? So far, Winchun has been doing great. We're only like 2 races in, or this is the 3rd one. Aloha. Hello, Lexi. How you doing? Winchun is, this is on our 3rd race. Winchun has won the first 2. Winchun also, round 1, doesn't have too many races to go. So we're right now gone through, like, I think in the first round, Winchun is only on, like, 5 of the 10 maps. So we're kind of speedrunning Winchun's involvement in round 1. Now, Winchun will be that means Winchun will have a lot more appearances in the other rounds, but just how it goes. Ooh. But yeah, Stump Valley, based on how things... Winchun has risen, yes. Yeah, Winchun managed to win on Garnet and Mushroom Forest, surprisingly. Mushroom Forest was only against Themk, who has, it's like, they're very comparable in their run stats. It's not like Nathaniel, but I was still kind of surprised. I think, oh, zoom, 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 zoom. Oh my god. Look at that. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. Meanwhile, Palpatine and Sponge very close. But alright. Yep, kind of as expected. There we go. This time, Palpatine does not get a last place. Instead, last place is handed to Sponge. And Winchun gets to pad their stats even more with a 3rd win. Alright, let's go ahead. Hop back over here. It was already kind of assumed Winchun was going to win that one, so I didn't have to put any maps back. And the 2 remaining Winchun maps we have are going to be Block Canyon and Topaz. And okay. I think this is where Winchun's streak will probably end, depending on who Winchun is up against. Alright, 1 second. Let me hop back over to here. Yep, okay, that is correct. And now, on Block Canyon. On Block Canyon, Win Chun will be facing off against Nathaniel, Sponge, and Themp. Dang, Themp has been showing up on all these races so far. Okay. Gonna make a prediction here. Sponge is the second highest power stat of the league, with a pretty solid advantage over everyone else except for the leader in power, which is Pappleton. So, I'm gonna say Sponge wins it here. Because, aside from everyone having a much better run stat than Sponge, no other stat is going to help them out on this race in particular. And as I say, we already see Sponge able to rocket ahead quite effectively. There we go. Yep. Block Canyon, very straightforward, short map. The highest power stat wins most of the time there. And Win Chun will take their first last place placing here. So we'll go ahead and update that. And the first Chao to win a race that wasn't Win Chun this season so far was actually Sponge. Congratulations. Sponge by committee has won it. Hooray. Okay. Which means quite the unusual scenario this time. We get to go to a Sponge map. So, let's go ahead and look and see where Sponge is at. Sponge is on, of our remaining ones, Sponge is on Crab Pool, Aquamarine, Peridot, and Onyx. Okay. There we go. Okay. Oh, Brianhorn, you're lurking. Thank you for the lurk. Alright, let's go. Time to decide where Sponge will be. Ah, rip Sponge. Okay. Alright, yeah. I don't think we need to... Oop. Yeah, I don't think we need to worry. This is the lineup for, this is the lineup for our crab pool. Yeah, Nathaniel by far has the best fly stat here, or best swim stat. Just in the league in general. The only thing is that most Chao have gotten better at swimming. So, the map will be shorter at least. You know, that's something. Yep, there we go. Nathaniel already off the screen is tragic. Because, yeah, Nathaniel has 1,005. Nathaniel has 1,005 in swim. Meanwhile, Themp has like a 620. Palpatine has a 513, and Sponge has only 357 in swim. So, yeah, it's no wonder. It's no wonder. It's no wonder Sponge is going to take last here. And Nathaniel taking their rightful position. Perhaps beginning a winning streak here with their first win of the season. Meanwhile, Sponge will take their second last place placing. Okay. That's really all we had to show for Crab Pool. It's Crab Pool, so, can't really expect any other results. But alright. Nathaniel has won, which means we will go to a Nathaniel map, which of the ones we have remaining are Topaz, Peridot, and Diamond. So that's no Aquamarine, no Onyx. Okay. Let's begin. Where are we go? Ooh, alright. Diamond. Time to see how this all will work out. Need to put those back on. Okay. So, Diamond is the place we're going. And on there, Nathaniel will face off against Themk, Later, and Papleton. Okay. So in all honesty, this is probably... In all reality, this is most likely going to be a Nathaniel victory. But it is Diamond, and really anything can happen, like Papleton immediately starting off with a trip. Fantastic. Alright. Ooh! Nathaniel and Themk immediately getting boxed. Okay. I'm gonna have to remember that. Alright, here we go. Look at that. Themk was briefly able to pull ahead. Alright, paying attention. It looks like Palpatine, the first to get up from the wall. And now both Later and Palpatine are at the trees. Here we go. Okay. This is actually good. Palpatine and Later both have solid leads over Nathaniel and Themk. Yeah, we could kind of well, we lost sight of them now. Looks like they're both jumping into the water, and here Later is going to pull ahead, having the second best swim stat. Which means getting boxed could be what costs Nathaniel a lead if Later is able to hold out. Alright, here we go. Nathaniel is catching back up to the pack while Them is falling a bit behind. Oh! There was a trip from later. Thank goodness the camera caught that. We are looking for triangle fruit. Nobody should be failing this one, because there are plenty of correct answers to go around. Here we go. Palpatine able to briefly hold on to a lead, but this will likely change pretty soon. Meanwhile, Themk, unfortunately, has been pretty far behind. Though doing their best to catch up. The real question will be, can Later have a big enough lead in the water that Nathaniel's not able to catch up? Which could happen. Nathaniel's stat advantage on Later is exactly 100. So yeah, as we see, Nathaniel is catching up. Is catching up, but Later is fast enough to make it through the water pretty decently and is able to get out with still a solid advantage. So, the real question, Nathaniel does have a run advantage, and we can see it is narrowing on Later, so it also depends on who is going to get pitted here. Oh, Later gets pitted, but Nathaniel avoids it. Oh, no. Oh, and Palpatine avoids getting pitted as well. Okay. Oh my gosh, Later was the only one to get pitted there, and that cost them the win! Oh no! Alright, hold on, we have a bunch of stuff to keep track of here. Nathaniel with their second win. Man, Later almost had it. If Nathaniel had just gotten pitted, then Later would have definitely won it, but instead, Later gets pitted. Nathaniel did get boxed, which put them behind, which would have been Later's one chance to do it, but they didn't quite pull it off. Let's see, Themk also got pitted, Themk got boxed. And it looks like only Later ended up getting pitted, which is truly just a tragedy. That is, oh my god. Meanwhile, Palpatine doing their best. If I didn't get boxed, it wouldn't have been close. Yeah, it definitely wouldn't have been close. But that's just how that goes. But alright. I need to... So yeah, we got the box test and pitted. Themk, Later, and Nathaniel all have 1 in that category. Palpatine tripped right out of the gate, and Later tripped right before the test. Falling, I think Later was just a little early. Could have maybe pulled off the test skip. But was just a little too early. Let's see. Nathaniel, yeah, got their second win. Themk took their second last place placing. And yeah, I think that is everything. But okay. Nathaniel has won again. Someone typed up his shoes. Yeah. Yeah, it's... It sure as heck looked like it. Just literally not even a full step out of the gate. Immediately on the ground. Oh, that was tragic. But okay. I'm gonna go. Nathaniel still has a couple more maps to go. I think is it just. Yeah, okay. There's we've only got like 4 maps to race on, and Nathaniel's on 2 of those, being Topaz and Peridot. So let's set that up. And let's go. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Going to Peridot. Well, then, Peridot will certainly be interesting to see. Ah. Whoa. Yeah, I think this should probably end up being a win for Nathaniel unless something goes horribly wrong. Because Nathaniel will be going up against later Sponge and Appleton. Let's go. I think both... I think all 3 of these Chao are kind of so-so on their run. Well, later is pretty respectable with a 682. But Palpatine and Sponge are still in the 300s. Yeah, Palpatine and Sponge still are around the 300-ish range. So... When compared to let's see. So when compared to Nathaniel's like I think it's 1009. Compared to their 1009, it's like, ooh. Yeah, I was correct. It was 1009. All right, let's go. Yeah, Nathaniel just sleeping at the start, just knowing they got this in the bag already. Oh, Sponge briefly pulling ahead. Oh, it's because we have another trip from Palpatine. Oh my gosh. Palpatine just trying to make a big push, trying to get as many bonus awards as they can, it seems. Not just the trips, but this almost certainly guarantees a last place for them. As so long as Sponge stays on their feet, I don't think Palpatine has much of a option to get back. Well, geez, Nathaniel just... No one has any opportunity to get back on screen. Nathaniel's just rushing. Oh my goodness. Well, maybe there's a chance later taking the inside route, making it a little bit close. Oh, how's this gonna go? You can barely see. Okay. There we go. Nathaniel taking it, though it was kind of close. Later was able to keep it kind of close. All right. Palpatine trip. Trip now. All right. Well, there we go. As expected, though it got a little close. It got a little close at the end, but as expected, Nathaniel takes another win on Peridot, and Palpatine takes their second last place placing with their third trip. All right, and that's it for Peridot, which means we only have one map with Nathaniel left for round 1. That is going to be Topaz. So we don't even need to spin the wheel. I'll just go ahead and get it set up. On Topaz, we will see Nathaniel go up against Papleton, Win Shun, and Themk. All right. This one will be very interesting to see. I think Winchun has a respectable swim, but it's not on the level of, like, say, Later or even Themk. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how far Winchun's fly can take them on this map. We already saw with Garnet how effective it is on, like, this first section. But we have a couple more. We haven't seen Winchun's fly on, like, you know, the crab pool section, since we know fly can give them a little bit of a head start. And Papleton already off to a trip. Just immediately just being like I know I need to work on this. Okay. And Winchun still in the lead. Though I don't really expect Nathaniel or Them can win. Nathaniel and Them will probably make a little bit of ground up on Winchun, who has the lowest power stat, but it's just not enough because neither of those two have even over 100 in power. Ooh, and some good pathing from Nathaniel allows them to actually get into the water get ahead. However, it was only brief. And Winchun is way ahead. Ooh, but that's a trip from Winchun. And a trip from Papleton as well. Oh my, that trip from Winchun is actually to be very rough, as that's losing precious distance. Also, hi Anzo. It's not gonna get no. It's gonna be in third. Don't worry, you're gonna maintain third. Okay. Yep. Ooh, it was so close, but Nathaniel is pulling ahead. There we go. Jeez. Just crab pool, too beneficial to high swim players. Oof. And there we go. It may have been a little closer had Winchun not suffered that trip at the very end, or right before crab pool. Dang, that just goes to show how much of a monster. Damn, the swim debuff, yeah. Okay, honestly, that went about as expected. It really was going to be a toss-up between Winchun and Nathaniel for who won. Really, it just all came down to crab pool. That's literally what it mattered. I definitely was not surprised Papleton struggled there. Of these four, Papleton is the weakest on swim. Not being too far off from Winchun, but... So, Papleton does have a respectable swim stat, but it's definitely just not enough compared to Nathaniel or Themk. Alright, and that is Papleton's third last place placing, and Papleton had 2 trips, putting them up to a total of 5. Meanwhile, Winchun has 1 trip. And we only have 2 more maps left on, yeah, we only have 2 more maps in round 1 of the race, and Nathaniel is on neither of them. Yeah, Nathaniel is on neither of them, so Instead, we'll give it to first player slot. We'll go to the last place player, who is actually on both of them, as we only have Aquamarine and Onyx. Oh, and I see it ended up... Ah, it's the exact same matchup grouping for either of them. That'll be fun. Okay, anyway. Oop, wrong one. Alright, but yeah. It's between Onyx and Aquamarine. So, let's see where we will race on first. Okay. Alright, alright. We're starting on Onyx, where Palpatine will be facing off against later Themk. Dang, Themk is all over round one. Later Themk and Sponge. Whew. Okay. So for the running segments of Onyx, I think Themk is going to be in a pretty good spot. Ooh. Everyone avoids getting boxed. All right. Meanwhile, Palpatine and Sponge get to enjoy a little bit of a head start thanks to their high intelligence stats. But here's where cruel reality will cue in, and later and Themk are going to they're gonna surpass them. Ooh, but later with a trip. As tragic, that puts them behind Themk. Now we are coming up on the test. I wasn't paying attention, which... Okay, it's the blue fruit. Alright, everyone should be fine here. Now we come on to the final running section. Including some bad pathing, I think Themk should be able to pull out here, unless they trip. Okay. Fair enough. Well, who tripped now? Later? Again? Oh my gosh. Later with 2 trips this time. Oh, a 3rd trip from Later. Oh my god. Later, what are you doing? Meanwhile, Palpatine determined... Well, I was going to say take the best routing path, but actually ended up taking a very bad routing path. Okay, let's see what's going to happen with the pits. Ooh. Palpatine getting pitted. Themk avoiding getting pitted. Oh, but Themk tripping at the last second. Meaning Palpatine actually gets to take a victory here. Oh my gosh. Being at 1,000 run, I don't know, maybe. Or maybe there's just less opportunities to trip. Okay. There we go. Let me go ahead and get the trips real quick. Later tripped a total of 3 goddamn times there. What the heck? What the heck is Later doing? Palpatine actually taking a surprise first place with no trips. Themk, we saw at least 2 trips, putting their total up to 3. Sponge did not trip at all. As for box tests and pitted, everybody but Themk got pitted. So that's 1 for Palpatine, another for Later, and another for Sponge. So later currently leads in the box test pitted category for most. But okay, I think not missing anything else. Actually, it's possible. I think Themk might have gotten an extra trip. Themk is a certified first placer. With the trips like that, yes. With them tripping like that, definitely. Okay. Need to double check. Oh yeah, I need to mark later got their first last place placing. Which is concerning. We're gonna need to do something. We're gonna need to somebody's gonna need to hand Nathaniel a loss here somewhere. But okay, let's see. Yeah, we only have one race remaining, and it ends up being the exact same, grouping, where Nathaniel will be facing off against the same four later, Themk and Sponge. But this time, it's on Aquamarine, where later we'll have a pretty strong advantage, I would say. Alright, I believe I got everything right. Okay, let's go. Aquamarine. Alright. Themk did a very weird routing path decision for whatever reason and has given up their lead, allowing Pappleton to somehow be ahead. Okay, yeah. Oh, a trip from them. Oh, no. I don't think it'll matter. Oh, a trip from Pappleton as well. There we go. All right. I don't think it ultimately matters. I think Sponge is the slowest in the water by a good amount. Okay, yep. Alright, we just gotta keep an eye out on later. Alright, yeah, later's literally already at the end. Okay. If the crabs in the water were just some kind of obstacle, maybe swimming wouldn't be so busted. Maybe. Or maybe if it actually drains some stamina. Do the job of tripping, yeah. Okay. Let's real quick. Later took the victory there. We had 2 trips in total. Themk had a trip, putting them up to a total of 4. Pappleton had a trip, putting them up to a total of 6. And later took their first win, and Sponge has taken their 3rd last place. Just do more stamina early levels, then stop carrying again. Yeah, but at least it would mean stamina mattered. You know? Like... Also, I just think if we had, like, different courses, I think if we had different courses, that it only doesn't matter for our purposes. Yeah. In regular play, you can... Yeah. In regular play, stamina matters in that you can, like, cheer on your Chao and, like, push them forward and stuff. But for here, we can't really do that. We can't really implement that effectively, so... I think it only works on the running portions. What do I run? Does so little normally. I can see that, I guess. I'm pretty sure I've played it though, and I've been able to get the use the cheer while in swimming for them to get like a boost in swim. So I'm pretty sure it does work on everything, including like the running, swimming, and like climbing sections. I don't know about fly though, I'm gonna be honest. Ugh, but alright. All of us are off. Swim is busted. It just genuinely is. That is the biggest problem with swim. It is like problematically busted. Alright. But let's go ahead and hop into the next portion. Round 1 of the racing is done, so we are going to do 2 rounds of the Dojo Round Robin. And to start us off on our Dojo Round Robin is going to be Themk versus Win Shun. So, alright. Let's see. I know quite a number of players have invested heavily into Fly, so we'll have to see how that works out. If we're going to see just a lot of dodging in the dojo now. Oh, ooh, that was a little bit faster there. Ooh, but no dodging from Themk. Oh, not dodging from Win Shun. Okay. Ooh, and Win Shun with a dodge, or not Win Shun. Themk dodging. Okay. Themk with a second dodge. Oh, jeez. Win Shun, you have got to pick up the pace here. Oh my god, Win Shun. And there we go, Win Shun with a dodge. Oh, Win Shun's gonna need to get some zeal back. There we go. Ooh, Win Shun actually getting a dodge in. Wow. I thought Win Shun was committed to a punch there, but no. Ooh, Win Shun getting the hit in. 2 dodges per competitor now. Win Shun pushing ahead. Ooh, Themk takes the lead though. It's really just going back and forth now. I don't even know who's actually in the lead. Ooh, but Win Shun with a 3rd dodge. I think that means Win Shun's gonna take it. Yes! Looks like by about a punch. As well, dodge like it was always meant to be your thing. Not dodging more, yeah. Themp still got 2 dodges in, which is pretty respectable. But okay, let me go ahead and update that information. Themp takes a loss. Win Shun is going to take a win. Dodging 3 times in that round, with Themp getting 2. And it was a timeout, so that'll be relevant for that stat. Okay. Fly being so hit or miss, Fly builds really are just dodgy. Uh-huh. Yep, pretty much. Okay. So, our next match will be Nathaniel versus the Sponge. the sponge. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. I think Sponge might be at the power stat now where they do wind-up moves, which will be interesting to see, certainly. Oh, they are. And Nathaniel dodging that one quite easily, but Sponge answering back with a dodge of their own. Ooh. Yep, kind of expected that to happen. And there we go, not able to punch through Nathaniel's high defense. Ooh. Just barely getting that punch off in time. A second dodge from Sponge, a second dodge from Nathaniel as well. Sponge is in for a rough spot. Ooh, does get that hit off. And a third dodge from Sponge means Nathaniel is now in need of some pep up. Ooh! Alright, what's gonna happen now? Ooh. Sponge getting the hit off. It's actually quite close, but Sponge needing a bit of zeal back. Gives Nathaniel an opportunity to go for a hit. Ooh, and a big hit. Oh, that's the third dodge from Nathaniel. Sponge just barely staying in the ring. Ooh. A fourth dodge from Nathaniel. Fourth dodge from Nathaniel, but Sponge is able to stay in. Sponge is able to stay in, denying a ring out. Oh, wow. Alright, let's go ahead and update that real quick. Sponge taking a loss from a win out, from a ring out. Or, taking a loss from a timeout. Nathaniel taking a win via timeout. Getting 4 dodges. Sponge getting 3. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Alright, that's everything. Then we just pay for Thembo's cross-track cards. Here's my headcanon. Okay, sounds good. Okay. And the third match of round 1 is going to be Papleton versus Later. Now, last time these two fought in the second half of Season 2, Later got a perfect on Papleton. Let's see if Papleton can fire back, can avoid that fate. Oof. And a dodge from Later, of course. Ooh, that kick was not doing a lot of damage. Which means Later is going to stay in this. Ooh, Papleton, come on. Ooh, a second dodge from Later. Oh, Papleton is in need of some pep. Alright, getting a good chunk back. Ooh, still getting some hits in. Oof. Let's see, Later's had 2 dodges. Papleton's had none so far. A third dodge from Later. Oh my gosh. And a dodge from Papleton. Papleton is dangerously close to the edge here. Ooh, actually getting that kick in a little faster. Just a little bit faster than Later. Oh, and Later needs some pep up. Papleton able to get a punch in. Oof. And there we go. Perfect denied, yes, but Later is still able to pull off the win. Later had more consistent damage, no dodge power is their name. Yeah. Papleton only got a single dodge, while Later was able to pull off 3. meaning later gets a win and Palpatine takes a loss. Also, via timeout. So, alright, that was round 1. And pretty exciting already. We'll do round 2 of the round robin right now, where we will see Sponge. The first match is Sponge versus Later. Ooh, my bad. Sorry. Okay, let's see what Sponge can do. Ooh, immediately starting off with a dodge. This is going to be crazy. Sponge with a second dodge. Could we see Sponge pull off the upset? A third dodge from Sponge. Oh my goodness. Later is almost out of zeal and is getting hit. Sponge, or Later finally getting a hit in. Ooh. My god, Sponge doing some crazy work here. Ooh. A fourth 4 dodges from Sponge. Oh my gosh. A fifth 5 dodges from Sponge, leaving Later in desperate need of zeal. Later, you're going to have to pull off some dodges of your own, or else you are going to be in trouble. There is only 20 seconds remaining. Oof. A sixth 6 dodges from Sponge. And that means we go to time, and Sponge has pulled off the upset. Oh my gosh, Sponge taking their first win, handing Later their first loss. And that was that 5 or 6 dodges? That was a lot of dodges. No dodges on Later's end, but Sponge got a lot. It was like 5 or 6. I think it was 6. I think I remember specifically making a note of that. What's the point of fly even? I don't know. I mean, like, Sponge has a solid fly stat, but it's like the 3rd highest. I don't know. God, I'd really like to actually see the calculations they make for fly, because it's kind of crazy. Right now, Sponge able to take that win by doing, I think it was 6 dodges, putting them up to 9. Let's go gambling. It really does seem to be that way. Alright, let's go ahead and look. Okay. Alright, for our second match of round 2 is going to be Win Chun versus Palpatine. Oh, I forgot. Okay, let's see. Is Win Chun gonna get more dodges? Definitely gonna get a punch in. Ooh, that was a crit. Oh my gosh. And Win Chun with a dodge already? A second dodge from Win Chun is going to put Palpatine in a bad spot. He's about to need some zeal, but oh, Palpatine, come on. A third dodge from Win Chun, and Palpatine is completely out of zeal. Ooh. Oh, Palpatine just immediately gets up and is like, yeah, no, I'm not feeling this. Oh my gosh. Win Chun. Ooh. There we go. Win Chun getting a ring out. Only adding 3 to their dodge total. Hold on. Boop, there we go. Yeah, and Palpatine once again with no dodges. Well, they only got 1 dodge in the first round, but this time, congratulations to Win Chun, who's now taking their second win. Well, Palpatine has taken their second loss. All right. And now we go to the last match of round 2. And the last dojo match before we hop over to do more of the racing is going to be Themk versus Nathaniel. Ooh. Nathaniel with a punch, Themk also with a punch. Okay. It's really going to come down to speed and who can dodge more. Because right now it's just a slap fest between these two. Oh my god, dodge a punch! What are these two doing? Right now it just looks like perfectly symmetrical violence to me. I don't know what's going on. Oh! But there we go, Themk with a dodge. I was really expecting Nathaniel to answer back with one of their own. But no, but it looks like if that dodge is not answered... Ooh, but it was! This is Nathaniel's opportunity to go ahead. Ooh! But... Oh my... Themk actually with the optimal running out of zeal situation there as Nathaniel ran out of it early. Looks like, though, Nathaniel still has the edge. Oof. 2, 1. And yep. Oh, just barely ahead. It's a Chao equivalent of a cat fight, yeah. Nathaniel says EP. He's like, I know I still have energy, but I want sleeps. That was Nathaniel's plan. But all right, it was very close. Look at that. Look at that health bar. It was like basically within one hit of each other. Piccolo, I understand you painfully well. Yeah. All right, and that was 1 dodge each. So Themk has a total of 3 dodges right now, and Nathaniel has a total of 5. Yeah, because why wouldn't Themk dodge? Alright, and that is Nathaniel's second win via timeout. Themk's second loss via timeout. Okay, that is the first couple of rounds of the Dojo Round Robin covered. And now we will check back in with the races. So let me go ahead, get the wheel all set up once again, if it'll cooperate. Let's go, yeah. Honestly, the surprise upset victory from Sponge on later is kind of crazy. That is shocking. It's like, that honestly might be the most hype. Just Sponge being like, yeah, I'm gonna... Sponge being like, yeah, I'm gonna, like, not get hit most of the time against later. But alright, let's go ahead. We have another round of racing to go. And for our first map, we will be on... Alright, we will be on Stump Valley. A nice, quick little map. And on Stump Valley... Ooh, okay. On Stump Valley, we will see Nathaniel going up against Appleton later. And Winchun. Alright, as last time, this should probably be a Winchun victory, for being perfectly honest. But it will be interesting to see who gets last here. As, let's see, if I look at the raw stats of everyone... Oh yeah, as expected, Nathaniel off to a good lead. And here we go. It is close. Later is in last. But could overtake Nathaniel if briefly. Depends. Ooh, later is in... Ooh, a trip from Nathaniel, and there we go. That's all. That's all that needed to happen. I was thinking later, taking the inside path could eke it out, but that trip seals it. Let me go ahead and record that real quick. Nathaniel, with their first trip of the season, also hands them their first last place placing, while Winchun is able to take their 4th win. Alright, and that means that so far no one has had, or every Chao so far has gotten last place at least once. It is, for later, Nathaniel and Winchun, it is only once, but, you know, we've only done like 11 races at this point. Okay. Winchun is 1, so we'll go to some Winchun maps, which are Crab Pool, Block Canyon, Aquamarine, Topaz, Peridot, Garnet, Onyx, and Diamond. Yeah, that's what I thought. Having such a low showing, having such low attendance in round 1, meant they were going to be everywhere in round 2. I think the only map we do not see Winchun on is Mushroom Forest. So, let's go ahead, hop over to the monitor and see which Winchun map we will be on. And is it going to stay Topaz? It is! Alright. Put that back. Alright, Topaz is where we'll be going. And on Topaz, Winchun will be facing off against Sponge later. And Appleton. Okay. Yep, it's on Topaz. Alright, this will be very interesting. After all, the crab pool is still in there, and we now have the second fastest swimmer in this race with Later. But I think at the moment... Oh, a trip from Win Chun. That is unfortunate. Oh, a trip from Sponge as well. And that means, well, I was going to say Later got to enjoy being ahead for a little bit, but Win Chun was able to just blast ahead. But we have the one climbing section of this map where Palpatine is able to actually excel a bit. And dang, Sponge did their best, but was not able to catch up much on the climbing section. And there we go, that water section be completely skipped by Win Chun. And of course they're not gonna... Oh, there we go. They are gonna let us see the other contestants. If only briefly. Alright. Everyone has now entered the water. And it is up to Later to try and catch up to Win Chun here. Which, as we can see, they're doing a pretty good job of. There's only a little bit left of Crab Pool to go. If Win Chun can get there before Later. Well, they cannot, but it is a very short lead. Let's see, is Later going to steal this victory? Oh, it looks like they are. Win Chun is not quite able to get ahead. There we go. Later able to eke out a victory of their own. Definitely if Win Chun hadn't had that trip. If Win Chun hadn't had that trip, this definitely would have been Win Chun's to win. But that's just how it goes. Updated the trip numbers. That was the first time Sponge has tripped, and the second time we've seen Win Chun trip. And now, Sponge has taken the lead for most last places, while Later has taken their second first place win. Okay. Sorry, brain fart. I had a brain fart for a second. Later has won, so we'll go to a Later map. And we have Later on Crab Pool, Block Canyon, Aquamarine, Onyx, and Diamond. So everything but Mushroom Forest, Peridot, and Garnet. So let's hop over there. And it is Aquamarine we'll be going to. All right. Alright, so on Aquamarine, later we'll be going up against Winchun, Themk, and Nathaniel. Okay. Alright, this will be interesting to see. I don't expect Winchun will take last place here, as they're really strong overall. But numbers-wise, of these four, they are the weakest in swim. Ooh, and a trip from Winchun. That might be what gives them a last place, unless we see some trips from others. Here we go. Yeah, that trip was devastating. Okay, well, we're on Crab Pool. There is one last segment where a trip could save Winchun, but it may not be it. It looks like it may not. Yep. That trip was unfortunately too much for Winchun to overcome. And as expected, Nathaniel takes victory. That'll be their fifth first place placing. And Winchun will be handed their second last place, suffering a trip. Putting them up to a total of 3 trips. Okay. But alright. Yeah, I think that was everything else we had accounted for. Aquamarine is done. And we'll be going to a map featuring Nathaniel. Which of the ones we have remaining is Mushroom Forest, Peridot, and Onyx. We don't have a lot of Nathaniel on this one. So it's going to be Mushroom Forest, Peridot, and Onyx. So, let's go. Where will Nathaniel take us? Oh? Alright. We're going to Peridot. I need to double check where we've all been. Okay, cool. Sorry, I had to make absolutely sure I was adding everything back to the wheel correctly. Alright, Peridot is where we're going, and on Peridot, Nathaniel will be facing off against Sponge, Themk, and Winchun. Alright. Honestly, as expected, Sponge picking up the rear with their... I think their run stat is like 301 compared to everyone else here who has like run stats of like 700 or more. With of course Nathaniel having the clear advantage. Oh, ooh! Sponge tripped. You know what? That's probably fine. Yeah, jeez, Nathaniel is so far ahead. Meanwhile, Sponge, so far behind. Oh my gosh. Oh, someone tripped. Oh, that was Winshun. Okay, Winshun with a trip. Important to know. Alright. Let's go ahead and update. I'll update the trip numbers first. Winshun is at a total of 4 trips now. Sponge at a total of 2. Alright, Nathaniel taking their 6th win. Sponge taking their 5th last place placing. How tragic. Alright, yeah. Nathaniel back on the board. I have to remove. Yeah, we still have. Oh, was it Mushroom Forest and Onyx are the only remaining Nathaniel maps? Yeah. So, alright, let's do it. Ooh, it is between Mushroom Forest and Onyx. And it looks like we'll be going to Onyx. Alright. Oh, there we go. Okay. And on Onyx, we'll see Nathaniel face off against Winshun, Sponge, and later. Ooh. Alright, who will get boxed, who will be tested, and who will be pitted? That is the most important question we must ask of Onyx. Alright, here we go. Ooh, Sponge getting boxed. That is unfortunate. Later getting boxed as well. Here we go. Winshun gets a bit of a head start. But it's going to be lost almost immediately in the swimming section. There we go. Yeah, I believe Sponge will also quickly... Ooh! A trip from Win Chun. A trip from Win Chun, but it's not enough to put Win Chun any further back than second. Give a triangle fruit. Ooh, there's not a lot of triangle fruit. Oh dear. I have to worry now. Oh, looks like everyone did pass. Okay. I thought there might not have been enough correct answers to go around. Oh, that looked like a trip from Sponge. They were just sitting there suspiciously long. Oh my god, just look at the distance between everyone. Oh, Nathaniel has gotten pitted. What about Win Chun? Yep, Win Chun will also be pitted. Alright, later, what about you? What you got? Ooh, getting pitted as well. Alright, Sponge, how about you? Yep. Through the wall and petition for the results to be thrown up for Hex. Nathaniel out here using speedrun strats. That's illegal. Alright, there we go. Another win for Nathaniel, putting them up to a total of 7 wins. Jeez. Sponge, meanwhile, taking their 6th last place placing. Win Chun got 1 trip that we saw. Sponge got another trip. As for the box test and pitted, Sponge got boxed and pitted, so their total is up to 3. Win Chun got pitted, so their total is up to 1. Nathaniel also got pitted. They have a total of 2. Later got boxed and pitted, so their total is up to 4. Yeah, I think Win Chun was... This is the first time Win Chun has been pitted or anything. Yeah, okay. Had to confirm that. I think also... Yeah, Win Chun hasn't been on Onyx or Diamond yet, so that would explain it. Alright, Nathaniel has won, which means we go to the final remaining Nathaniel map for round 2, which is going to be Mushroom Forest. So I don't even need to spin for that. We're all good. Alright, Nathaniel on Mushroom Forest will be going up against Sponge, Pappleton, and them. Oh, alright. Here we go. A nice, fast little race. We'll see who wins. This all really comes down to who trips. If Pappleton trips, they'll add another last place to their name, I suppose. But at this point, from the races we've seen, I don't know if anyone is going to be able to challenge Later for that. Later has... not Later, Sponge. Sorry, Later. Sponge has, like, 6 last places at this point. Oh no, them! Oh, that is devastating. Come on, we need Nathaniel to trip. Just do it. Nathaniel, you got this. I know you can trip. Do it. Nope. Okay. And despite them's best efforts on such a short map, they were not able to make up the distance. Alright, that puts Themp's trip total up to 5. Their last place total up to 3. And Nathaniel with 8 wins. And Nathaniel has raced all the maps that they are on for this for round 2, which means we'll give first place camera to the last place player of this final map, or this most recent map, which is going to be Themp. So remaining Themp maps we have are Crab Pool, Garnet, and Diamond, which is basically 3 out of the 4 remaining. So let's go ahead and check those out. Okay. Then got to be player 1 and then immediately loses it. How tragic. Alright. Well, on this crab pool, Themp will be going up against Later, Winshun, and Sponge. Right. Let's be perfectly honest here. We know how this is going to work out. Later will actually get to claim their 3rd win. And Sponge is going to rocket ahead, or is continuing to pad their last place numbers with a 7th last place placing. Alright. This is always such a formality, but it's at least getting shorter, I think. Look, we finish it in under a minute. Almost. Come on. There you go. There you go, Sponge. You got it. Alright, well, I've already updated the stat block, so we don't gotta worry about that. Okay. We've got only 3 courses remaining, and Later has won this one. And they are on, of the 3 maps we have remaining in round 2, Later is on Block Canyon and Diamond. So we just got to remove Garnet temporarily. And let's go. Beep, 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 boop. Ooh, alright. One of the interesting ones. It is gonna be Diamond. Okay, and on Diamond this round, Later will face off against Themp, Winshun, and Sponge. Alright, this will be interesting. There is a high likelihood that Sponge will just tack on another one. Wait, has Nathaniel won all their races? Not all of them. Nathaniel did... let's see, Nathaniel has taken 1 last place placing. And on Garnet, when Chun was able to win over Nathaniel. So Nathaniel has won most of their races, but not all of them. Yeah. Nathaniel is broken. Not that broken. But okay, let's go. When Chun escapes getting boxed, but later in Thumk do. Oof. That is tragic. Yeah, geez, Win Chun is so far ahead. That is huge for Win Chun's chances of winning. Look at that, Win Chun already halfway up the wall. Oh my goodness. Oh, someone tripped? Oh, Win Chun. Win Chun tripped. Oh my. Okay, that was a trip for Win Chun. Probably didn't matter too much here, but we'll see. So we have a trip for Win Chun. Later in Thump got boxed. Sponge actually off to an admirable lead right now. Look at them go. Look at them go. Go, Sponge, go. I believe in you. It looks like we've hit the water and Win Chun is back at first. Okay, Sponge was doing some weird pathing right at the edge of the water. Don't know why, but okay. There's Win Chun way ahead. There we go. Win Chun has hit the test. Oh yeah, nobody should be losing this. Nobody should be failing this test unless they like a special level of dumb. There we go. We briefly get to see our two front runners, Sponge and Win Chun, doing their absolute best. Alright, looks like Win Chun is about to hit Crab Pool, as is Sponge. We will see how much further ahead they can get and remain, as now Later has entered the water, with Themp not too far behind. It is quite possible. I mean, Sponge is definitely going to fall behind here. But Win Chun very well may be able to pull this off. Yes, there we go. Win Chun is out of the water and running for it. Running for their lives. Oh, but they tripped. Ooh! A second trip from Win Chun. But with plenty of lead and later trips as well. A third trip for Win Chun. Oh no. Win Chun clearly wanting to make things competitive. Alright. Who's going to get pitted? Win Chun is going to get pitted. Oh, it's them with a trip. There gets pitted as well. I was like, yeah, Sponge also got pitted. Sponge got pitted, but Themp did not. Oh my gosh. Alright. Important things to mark here, real quick. Want to get the box test and pitted stuff out of the way. Themp did get boxed, but not pitted. So their total is up to 2. Later got boxed and pitted. So their total is up to 6. They've got a very strong lead for that category. Win Chun avoided getting boxed, but did get pitted, so their value is up to 2. And Sponge avoided getting pitted, or avoided getting boxed, but did get pitted. So they're up to 4. All right. Trips-wise, Win Chun had 3, putting them up to a total of 8. Later got 1, putting them up to a total of 4. And Themp got 1, putting them up to a total of 6. So right now, Win Chun is in the lead for most trips. At the same time, Win Chun was able to take their 5th win and Sponge their 8th last place placing. So alright, we have, in this round of races, we have 2 more courses to go. And it turns out Win Chun is on both of them. It's going to be between Garnet and Block Canyon. Let's go ahead, hop over to here, and let's see. Let's see where we end up. Ooh, alright. And we are on Garnet. Which means the final race gets to be Block Canyon. How thrilling. But okay. Let's see. On Garnet, Win Chun will be facing off against Sponge, Pappleton, and Themp. Alright. This is Pappleton's opportunity. This is Pappleton's opportunity to take a win. I believe in Pappleton. They are the strongest climber, and there are 2 climbing sections in this map. It just depends. It just depends on what's going to happen with Win Chun. Also, if any trips occur, you know. Dang, Sponge taking a very bad route. Ooh, but Pappleton with a trip! No! Oh my, that is tragic. That's gonna put them very far behind, though. Yeah, no, they weren't even able to, Oh wait, Pappleton actually... What? Oh, right, we're watching Win Chun. I'm dumb. I don't know why, my mind, I was mentally focused on Pappleton and totally forgot they were looking at Win Chun. I think it's just because they're both kind of green and have the condor wings. Alright, dang, Win Chun so far ahead. And Themp can last. Wow. Yeah, look at that. Win Chun, Pappleton is soaring through this, but that trip they suffered is just too much. Too much, and Win Chun is going to take it. Real question, who will get last? Yeah. Dang. Looked like Themp took the bad route. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and update this. Win Chun able to pull out their 6th win. And Themp taking their 4th last place placing, with Pappleton adding another trip to their total. And with Win Chun winning, they get to have the first player slot in our last round 2 race on Block Canyon, where it's where they'll be going up against basically the same grouping, except instead of Themp, later will be on the group. So that means it's going to be Win Chun versus Sponge later, and Pappleton. This should be pretty straightforward. I I think this will be another last place for Win Chun, as all three other contestants have pretty solid power stats. Papleton with the by far highest, and Sponge with the second highest, having won somewhere in the 400s, while Papleton's is like just short of 600. And Leader has a respectable power stat. It's only like 154 or something like that. But it will be enough. Or it should be enough to hand Win Chun another last place placing. Yep. As we can see. Yep. Nice and fast, at least. Nice and quick. There we go. Papleton taking their second win. And Win Chun taking a third last place placing. Okay, and that means we're going to hop over to the dojo. Right now, it looks like things haven't really changed too much as far as like our top two competitors in the races. Right now, Nathaniel is definitely in the lead with 8 wins so far. But Win Chun has gotten 6, so they're not too far off. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see how things work out. But for now, we have another round of the dojo to go. Another 3 fights. And for our first one, it'll be Papleton versus Sponge. Alright. Let's see how this will work out. Ooh, yeah. Papleton just able to completely shred through Sponge's health. Ooh, but Sponge does get a dodge in. Papleton just not dodging at all, just going to sit there and take it. Knowing full well they're just going to absolutely... Ooh, but he's going to dodge at least once. Get 1 dodge in. Sponge with a second dodge. Alright, what you gonna do? Just not able to put up the same level of numbers. Ooh, but Sponge with a third dodge. Oh my gosh. Come on, Papleton. I know you can do it. Oof. Sponge interrupting them. Ooh, but there we go. And by K-out, Papleton defeats Sponge. But Sponge put up a lot of work, getting 3 dodges in there for a current total of 12. Meanwhile, Papleton only dodging once, putting their total up to 2. But Papleton gets to take their first win, and Sponge their second loss. All right. And something I know we've discussed a bit, and I'm uncertain if I want to necessarily add it in mid-league. Well, we really should be having a most KOs, a most KOs award, which would probably retroactively end up giving Papleton a few. But I don't know if we want to put that in just yet, or if it's just a food for thought. Because I think for the most part, some of our bonus awards in the dojo need a bit of a rework. And in general, I think we should reevaluate just like all the bonus awards we give out and try to make sure that they're not too beneficial for, say, like the lead Chao or stuff like that, because we've already seen Nathaniel take a lot of bonus awards. But that's just food for thought for later. For now, we have our next match, and it's going to be Nathaniel versus Win Chun. Ooh. Another dodge a dodge from Nathaniel. That is crazy. Come on, Win Chun. You gotta show him how it's done. Get those dodges in, Win Chun. What are you doing? How is it Sponge? Sponge has just gotten all the luck this time around, I guess. Ooh, Nathaniel with a second dodge. What is going on? Win Chun, come on, you gotta do this. There you go. Win Chun starting the dodge train. There we go, a second dodge. Meaning Nathaniel is gonna need some pep. Ooh, but Win Chun able to interrupt it. A third dodge from Win Chun. And a kick there. A fourth dodge. A fourth dodge from Win Chun. Getting an extra hit in on Nathaniel. Ooh. There we go. Win Chun able to turn it on in the last half of the match and pull out a victory. 4 dodges, putting them up to a total of 10. Now 2 behind Sponge. And Nathaniel with 2 dodges, putting them up to a total of 7. Nathaniel taking their first loss, which was a loss via timeout. Nathaniel taking Win Chun. I hope I wasn't getting all the names mixed up. Win Chun getting their second win via timeout for a third win to be at 3-0. That was a nail biter. I was fully expecting to have to pump on Win Chun, but they hung in there. They stayed motivated the entire time. All right. The last match for round 3 is going to be Later versus Themk. Alright. Off to a fun start already. Alright, off to a fun start already. Ooh, Themk just a little bit faster. But Later answering back. Oh, it's just a slap right now. 60 seconds left. My god, nothing but punches. Ooh, but Themk with the first to dodge. Ooh, Themk with a second dodge, meaning Later is going to need some pep. Oh, and I was doing my best, but Later was not able to get much much out of it. Ooh! Oh, Later is in trouble. Themk is pushing them so hard. Oh no! Is Themk going to get a ring out here? They are! Ooh, no. I promise you, I was doing my absolute best to mash for later, but just couldn't. Just couldn't pull it out, and Themp is going to take a ring-out victory for their first ring-out win. It's absolutely stun-locked. It was crazy. 2 dodges from Themp definitely sealed that. So Themp is at a total of 5 dodges. Later not able to answer back with a dodge for their own was definitely tragic. As Later has taken a ring-out loss. Okay. So that was round 3. Now the real question. Okay. Well, an important question. Nothing's popped up on my phone, so we're good on that. But it is a bit past 11 for me. But I'm thinking we could probably just go ahead and finish out this first half of Season 3. And then I can probably get, like... I can probably snag a stream Monday and Wednesday. So we'd be, like... And I can, like, dedicate those to, like, some other stuff. Not exactly sure what they would be, but, you know, it'd be some other stuff. So yeah, I think that shouldn't take us too long. Normally, I like to split these half seasons up across like 2 streams, but I think we can. I think I kind of want to do the entirety of season 3 first half. So, if y'all are willing to stick with me for just a little bit longer, we go ahead and do this. And yeah, I think considering Nathaniel's dominance has continued, we'll need some more meta, some more levels injected into the rest of the field to try and keep this competitive. No, it's fine. What? No. Don't listen to the propaganda. Uh-huh. Don't listen to the propaganda. This is just meritocracy. Built your Chao well. You did. You did, but it's also, like, no fun when a Chao is just utterly dominating. This is why I want to try to keep it, like, at least somewhat competitive. There is also, it's a matter of, like, it was built well, especially for the meta that I have designed up to this point with, like, the bonus levels and everything. So yeah, Nathaniel's just, like, built well to like, take advantage of that and, like, get all those bonus levels to, like, get ahead. Okay, sorry, had a brain fart again. All right. We're going to do the 3rd round of races. The last section of our racing part of Season 3 first half. And our first one will be on Topaz. All right. And on Topaz... And on Topaz, we will see later go up against Nathaniel, Themk, and Sponge. Alright, so, I mean, I guess we can start with, first off, our condolences to Sponge, who will most likely be getting a last place here, if we're being perfectly honest. Oh dang, Sponge really fell behind there. Where the heck are they? Did they trip and I just missed it? No, I don't think so. They are far behind though. They're doing their best. Alright, later out a little bit ahead. Oh, but taking an outside route? Kind of? No, it's not too bad. Alright. Ooh. Gonna fall a fair bit behind. Ooh, a trip from Nathaniel. Dang. That's actually huge for later. But I don't think later has the lead or Nathaniel enough to actually, like, pull ahead for the final portion. Oh my god, just look at look at Nathaniel just creeping up on everyone. And there we go. Nathaniel is ahead. Even that trip couldn't stop Nathaniel. And now, on the final leg, if Nathaniel trips, later could steal this. But Nathaniel will not trip. A second time at least. They did trip at least once. Oh, Sponge with a trip. That puts them at 4. Now we're just waiting. Just waiting this out. All right. Here we go. That is Nathaniel's 9th first place placing. And Sponge is taking their 9th last place placing. And I already updated the trips, so we're good on that. But okay. Nathaniel has won, and so we'll go to a Nathaniel map, which Nathaniel's on a fair amount of these. They're on Crab Pool, Stump Valley, Mushroom Forest, Block Canyon, Aquamarine, Garnet, let's see, Onyx, and Diamond. So everything but Peridot. So, let's go. Who will Nathaniel be facing off against? Oh. Yeah, okay. It's just how it goes. You know? Sometimes crap pool just happens. It is what it is. Alright. Yeah. Nathaniel on Crab Pool will be facing off against Pappleton, Later, and Winshun. Alright. I'm going to start recording the results. This will be Nathaniel's 10th win. Congrats. And Pappleton's 4th loss. Congrats. Or condolences. Or something. Alright. Well, I got the wheel back up and ready to go. There we go. Hey, Pappleton wasn't too far behind Winshun. Hey, there we go. Alright. Alright. Well, let's spin. Spin again. Which Nathaniel map will we go to? Ooh, Block Canyon. Okay, okay, okay. Alright, I'm down for that. So, on Block Canyon, Nathaniel will be facing off against... Oh, I need to do this. I'm facing off against them. Later, and Pappleton. Alright. Here we go. Nathaniel can't win everything. This is Pappleton's level. This is my course. Oh, them immediately off to a trip. That is tragic. Yep. Pappleton by a fair margin is going to take that one. All right. And Themk with the rare trip on Block Canyon puts them at 7 trips. 5 last place placings, while Pappleton gets to take their 3rd win. Alright. There we go, and now it's Pappleton's turn. So, let's see, where does Pappleton have left to go? Pappleton is on Aquamarine, Peridot, Garnet, Onyx, and Diamond. So everything but Stump Valley Mushroom Forest. Alright. Here we go. It's Pappleton's time to shine. Pappleton will win this. Ooh, yes, let's go. This is Pappleton's chance. Let's do it. Alright, hold on. Alright, on Garnet, Pappleton will face off against Sponge, Later, and Nathaniel. Ooh! Right out of the gate later with a trip. That is tragic. Ooh, Palpatine with a trip. No, Palpatine! Don't do it! This was your race to win! Oh, no. Oh, no, and it's stuck right behind... Yep, okay, had to muscle their way past later. Alright, here we go. Alright, ooh, hey. Sponge and Palpatine were done with their fruit just a little bit before Nathaniel. Nathaniel doing their best to try and get past. It looks like they will get to the rock wall. It's a little bit early, but can ooh, a drift from later. That is unfortunate. Ooh, and Sponge is actually ahead. Ooh, could this be the rare win from Sponge? Nope, doesn't look like it. They're gonna take it. Oh no, and Nathaniel is going to pull ahead. I blame that trip. That trip from Palpatine sealed it. Nathaniel barely won. I'll just say it. I'll just say it. Nathaniel tripped Palpatine at the beginning. That's all I'm saying. Alright, but let's go ahead. As they did, yep. Palpatine with a trip puts them up to a total of 8, while later tripped twice, putting them up to a total of 6. Later takes their second last place. Ball chair. Ah! Oh shoot, hold on, the ball chair's out of the room. Ugh. Waha! We're in the ball chair. It's actually been a while. It's been a while since we had I've gotten to get on the ball chair. But alright, let me double check. So I was doing the trips. We already got the trips. Later has gotten their second last place placing. And Nathaniel is up to 11 wins. All right, but we're back on Nathaniel, which means every map is in the running except Peridot. Let me go ahead and get back on that. All right, we're good. Let's go. Where will we end up next? Oh, all right. It's time for Onyx. This means we get done with the Nathaniel maps first. I mean, I suppose. There's a lot of Nathaniel maps in round 3. All right. But it's now time to go to Onyx, where Nathaniel will be facing off against Palpatine, Win Chun, and Thep. Alright, let's do it. Alright. Who's gonna get boxed? Ooh! You know, Palpatine was kind of due for that to happen. Palpatine had escaped. Oh, which over the trip? No! That was unfortunate. But yeah, it was kind of due. Palpatine had escaped the box quite a few times. Oh, that tripped. I think that was Win Chun. Yeah, I think that looks like Win Chun. Because Palpatine was still in the water. Okay, so Palpatine with a trip. Or not Palpatine, Win Chun. Win Chun had a trip. Ooh, Nathaniel with a trip. Doesn't look like it's going to matter too much, though. Oh, Nathaniel getting pitted, okay. Alright. I was like, just about everyone's getting pitted. Alright, Palpatine, what about you? Oh, Palpatine avoids getting pitted, okay. I'm just gonna pause that real quick so I have that for reference. Okay. So, from box testing and pitted, Palpatine was the only one to get boxed. So their total is at 2. But Thump did get pitted, so they're at 3. Nathaniel got pitted, so they're at 3. And Win Chun is pitted, so they are at 3. Alonso, hydrate. Hold on. Need to grab some water. Shoot, BRB. Alright, I have returned. Last reading before I turn myself to sleep. Ooh, sounds good. Have a good night, Ansel. Ugh. There we go. I had some water. Okay. We did the box tested stuff. Yeah, so... Yeah, we had everyone getting pitted except for Palpatine, who got boxed. So, next, Nathaniel won, again, as expected. Palpatine got their 5th last place placing. As for trips, Nathaniel got a trip. And Win Chun got a trip. Making them at 9. Oh wait, I think we had a second trip from Win Chun, so That puts them at 10. Ooh, okay. It's alright. We're back on Nathaniel. Now let's just spin that wheel. We have so many races. Oh, shoot. Ah! Ah! I forgot to take Onyx off the list. Oops. Okay, we're just going right to Diamond. You know what? Fine by me. Alright. And it's off to Diamond. Da 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 da. And on Diamond. Okay, on Diamond. Nathaniel will be facing off against Pappleton, Win Chun, and Sponge. Alright. Alright, Sponge. You can do it, I believe. Alright. Ooh! Pappleton and Sponge getting boxed. That is unfortunate. Here we go. Win Chun still off to a good lead. Doesn't even have to touch the water. Alright, Pappleton up onto the wall. We can see them. Alright, Win Chun already off and on the, on the trees. So I think that was... Yeah, I think we did hear a trip from Sponge. So I'm going to count it. I don't think it'll matter too much in the long run. Ooh! Win Chun with a trip. I'll lose a little bit of that lead they had. Oh yeah, especially now. Jeez. There we go. Nathaniel off in the lead. God, Sponge is so far back. Alright, into the crab pool. Jeez, Nathaniel just so far ahead. Alright, Nathaniel does get pitted though. Winchun has gotten pitted. And Pappleton avoids getting pitted. Okay, that is huge. That's actually huge. Alright, well, how about Sponge? Oh, Sponge avoided getting pitted too. Alright. Alright, real quick. Let's go ahead and update the box test and pitted scores. Sponge got boxed, but not pitted, so their total's up to 5. When Chun got pitted, their total's up to 4. Nathaniel got pitted, so their total's up to 4. And Pappleton got boxed, so their total's up to 3. Okay. And then trips-wise, it was Sponge got a trip, putting them up to 5. Winchun got a trip, putting them up to 11. Alright, and then Sponge with their 10th last place placing, and Nathaniel is at 13. Is at 13 first place placings. So, let's go ahead. And hold on, I need to make sure. Yep, we only have 4 races to go. Hey, bots, we got a bot that needs to be terminated. Thank you. All right. Let's go. All right, where are we going to land? Is it going to stay Aqua or nope? We're going to Mushroom Forest. All right. Well then, on Mushroom Forest. We'll see Nathaniel going up against Winchun, Sponge, and Later. There we go. Alright, things are really just staying as you'd expect. Ah. No fun trips. What a shame. Alright. Take your 14th win, Nathaniel. Meanwhile, spawned with their 11th loss. Oops. Alright. Have to remove parried out. We're now down to 2 remaining Nathaniel maps. Aquamarine and Stump Valley. Where shall we go? And it's Aquamarine, of course. Of course it is. Well then. Well then, on Aquamarine, Nathaniel is facing off against Pappleton, Sponge, and Windshot. Oh. Nathaniel just flexing on people at this point. Getting a trip. Just like, yeah, I'm so far ahead, it's not going to matter. Now do it 5 more times. Take, yeah. Should I put more? Do I need to put more gusto, more disgust when, now that there's going to be a 15th Nathaniel win? You just say it like I'm chewing like awful tasting gum. Take your win, you gluttonous pig. Alright. Let's see. See, Pappleton should be showing up. Yep, there's Pappleton. And now we're just waiting on Sponge. Hi, Sponge. Alright, cool. Brother, give me the bonus points. Yeah. Brother, I need the bonus points. You know who really needs the bonus points? No, brother. Let's see, I got Nathaniel's at 4 trips. Alright. Well, Nathaniel won that one, which means Nathaniel has 1 more map of our 2 remaining, so I don't even need to spin. We're going to Stump Valley, where Nathaniel will be facing off against later Themk and Sponge. Oh, this will be interesting. This will actually be interesting. I'm very curious because we're missing both Pappleton and Windshun on this map. I was holding out hope that maybe like someone could hand Nathaniel a last place on this map, like what happened last time, but I don't foresee that happening. I do not anticipate Nathaniel to win this one, though. Well, especially after that trip. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Nathaniel gets out of this. I don't think that's gonna happen. Themk is gonna take a win! Oh my god, let's go Themk! Let's go Themk, do it Themk! Oh no. Later, you fool. Later, you fool! You fool, you took the outside route and gave Nathaniel third place! What are you doing? Oh my god, Nathaniel could have had two left. This is Nathaniel. This is Later's massive throw. If Later hadn't thrown, then Nathaniel and Later would have shared in the least last place award. But instead, they threw. Congrats to them though for taking their first win, meaning they get to share their bonus award with Sponge. Which is fine. I'd rather Sponge be sharing bonus awards with people rather than like soaking them all up. But okay, I need to update Nathaniel's trip number. And okay, yeah. So there we go. Them got a win. Hooray! And it just so happens Themk is on the final race we had, the one that didn't feature Nathaniel. And that's Peridot, where Themk will be going up against Palpatine, Later, and Win Chun. Alright, let's do it. After this, we will have 2 more rounds of the dojo. And we'll have wrapped up the first half of Season 3. Alright, I want to see a good, clean race and a lot of tripping. Especially you, Palpatine. Trip 5 times. Do it. Steal away that most trips award from Win Chun. Or at least tie. I'll be happy with a tie. You're gonna get last anyway. Do it! You do it! Aha! There you go. 1 trip. Thanks. I'm putting in some work here. Oh, that's a trip from Win Chun. No! You have to trip more, Palpatine! Do it! Oh, there we go. Palpatine with another trip. Come on. Just a few more. Come on, Palpatine. I need you to, like, just trip. Just go bop, bop, bop. Like, up, down, up, down. Just freaking get knocked down. Well, okay. They did their best. Alright. That puts Win Chun at 12 trips and Palpatine at 10. Oh no, that means Themp has 2 wins. That means Sponge takes it for least wins. Oh, that's tragic. Oof. That is certainly a bummer. Oh well. Alright. That's all the racing we had for the first half of Season 3. And Nathaniel has continued their dominance. In fact, I'd say they are even more dominant, with 15 wins. Yep. Which means they think the way it does, it's 30 races. Each Chao gets 20 races in total, so Nathaniel won all but 5 of their races and only came in last once. Ugh. That is crazy, but definitely shows just the power of swim and run as far as like racing goes. But now we get to move on to the dojo. We get to move on to the dojo now, where Nathaniel, our first round will be Nathaniel versus Papleton. So, let's see what we got. Alright, Palpatine, what's she gonna do? Ah! That kick did not do a lot. Whoop! Was able to at least get a hit in. Palpatine, you are not dodging, like, at all. Come on. Ooh! Okay. Still got a hit. Oh my god. Oh, meanwhile, Nathaniel out here just getting the kicks, or getting the dodges. Oh, Palpatine with a dodge. Nathaniel with a dodge as well. Oh no. Oh, come on, Palpatine. You can do it. Keep at it. Oh my god, Palpatine. A third dodge from Nathaniel. Oh no, and Palpatine is at the line. Oh, Palpatine's fucked. Palpatine's so fucked. Oh no. What was that, one dodge from Palpatine? It was a single dodge from Palpatine and 3 dodges from Nathaniel. Really, Nathaniel. Again, yeah. This is their first ring out. That puts Nathaniel up to a total of 10 dodges, now tied with Win Chun. Like, what the hell? Which is still not the lead. The lead is Sponge. Alright. Palpatine is now at a 2-2 record. Nathaniel's at a 3-1 record. Okay. Well, let's go ahead. What good will it be dwelling on on the past. Let's look to the future. Where our next match lies Win Chun versus Later. Ooh, they're a little bit faster. Oh my god, come on. There we go, Win Chun with a dodge now. Later answering back with a dodge of their own. Win Chun, second dodge. Later not able to answer that one back. A third dodge from Win Chun, and Later is going to need some zeal, but not able to get much back before Win Chun goes in for the punch. A fourth dodge from Win Chun, and Later getting back. I got as much back as I could for Later, but it was not a lot. Win Chun continuing to fight back. There we go. A fifth dodge from Win Chun. This is what Win Chun wants. Later with a second dodge of their own. Oh! Win Chun running out of steam for a second there. Ooh. But it doesn't matter, as it has now gone to time. Let me go ahead and record this. Let's see. Later has taken a loss. I'm on a 1-2 record. And Win Chun is now at 4-0 with 5 dodges, moving them up to a total of 15. Later's 2 dodges there puts them up to a total of 5. With Later losing via timeout. Win Chun with their 3rd win via timeout. And yep, that should be right. Right? Wait. Oh, damn it. I think there was some stats I forgot to record Themk and Later's result. What the hell? Oh shit. Wait. I did record Themks? I think it was... Wasn't it a ring out? Oh, god dang it. Yeah, Themp's 1 win was against Later, and it was a ring out win. That was one of Later's losses. And then, oh shoot, what happened? Oh, fuck. This is why I need to mark who actually won each match. Do a better job of that. I mean, Later definitely won against Sponge. That was obvious. Won against Sponge. I think... Didn't Palpatine beat Later? Palpatine's 2-2, so like... Palpatine's 2-2. Pretty sure Palpatine lost to Win Chun. Yeah, because Palpatine got wrung out by Win Chun. Yeah, so Palpatine beat Later. Beat Sponge. And then Later beat Sponge. And then Later had a ring out, lost to Themk. And then lost to Win Chun. Okay. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Sorry for the delay, y'all. I was being dumb. I never actually updated Later's score. That's what happened. I updated the timeout results, but not the record. There we go. Okay. Okay, we are all good. Okay. Now, our next match will be between Themk and Sponge. Alright, let's see. Can Sponge be a dodge maniac and retake the lead on most dodges? All right. Ooh, Themp with a dodge. Okay. Dang, alright. Come on, Sponge, what you doing? Ooh, a second dodge from them and a single dodge from Sponge right now. Oh, both of them needing some pep up. Alright, here we go. 25 seconds remaining. Now, as we've seen, one dodge from Sponge, two dodges from Themk? Yeah, I believe so. Dang! Sponge putting in work, doing their best, but it's just not quite going to be enough, is it? 5 seconds remaining, and a third dodge from Themk. There we go. Alright. Let's go ahead and update those scores. 3 dodges from Themp puts them up to a total of 8. 1 dodge from Sponge means they're at 13. With their second loss via timeout, putting them at a 1-3 record right now. And Themk taking a win via timeout, putting them at a 2-2 record. Alright, and now we do the final round of the Dojo Round Robin. Round 5, which begins with a match between Later and Nathaniel. Oh, come on, Later, you can do this. Yeah, kick him. Alright. So far, not a dodge in sight. was really expecting it to pop up every single time I like call it out. Like it happens not too much later, but this time the dodge train has taken a while. Oh my god, it's nothing but a slap fight. They're like virtually tied. Really, all it'll need is for one of these Chao to start to get a sync. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Oh, come on. Later is run out of zeal first, and that is going to matter immensely. Oh. Okay. Not a single dodge from either of these competitors this time. That is... Woof. And later takes their third loss via timeout. Nathaniel takes their third win via timeout. So Nathaniel is at a 4-1 record, and later is at a 1-4 record. With no dodging. Alright. Go on to the second match. It's going to be Sponge versus Win Chun. Alright. Let's see what happens. This is a battle for most dodges. Win Chun has a lead of 2 dodges. So, most dodges will be decided here. And I think it's pretty much a guarantee that Win Chun's at least going to win this one, so... Oh, immediately a dodge from Sponge. I still believe Win Chun's going to win. Which means Win Chun will get to have a undefeated record here. Yep, a dodge from Win Chun, okay. They're on parity. Win Chun did not dodge. Ooh, and Sponge actually got a big hit in. Oh, but a second dodge from Win Chun. Second dodge from Sponge. Alright, going for... No, Win Chun, why would you... Oh, why would you run out of zeal there? Alright, beating Sponge out. What is Win Chun doing? Oh! Sponge in need of some zeal and able to get plenty of it back. I think we're about even on dodges still. Oh, but Win Chun with a third dodge. And a fourth dodge from Win Chun. 10 seconds remaining. Oh, and Sponge. Oh! Sponge getting knocked out at the very end. Alright, let's tally up dodges real quick. Sponge got 2 dodges, putting them up to 15, but Win Chun got 4 dodges, putting them up to 19. And Win Chun takes a ring out. Sponge takes a ring out loss. And that means Win Chun gets to end this with a 5-0 record, while Sponge is in a 1-4 record. Alright. Did you not beat Win Chun? No. Win Chun won. That was your one loss, yes. Yeah, Nathaniel's one loss was to Win Chun. Alright, then we have one final match to decide. And that will be Themk versus Papleton. Alright. Now this matters. Specifically because it's actually Palpatine's job, no matter what, here, to not dodge. Palpatine needs to, like, just not dodge. Because right now, they are at the lowest dodge number. And Palpatine just needs to dodge, and they get a bonus level. Oh, Themp with a dodge, okay. Palpatine with a dodge. I need you to not do that anymore. Okay. Boom. Big hit. Alright. Themp with a second dodge. Ooh, Palpatine needs some pep. Alright. A second. Uh-oh. No, Palpatine, that's not what we needed. Please don't do that again. There's 30 seconds remaining. Okay. Oh! Dang, Themp is on the ropes. Ooh, so close. No, Palpatine! Oh, no. Palpatine through. Palpatine through. Why, Palpatine? Why would you do that? Now later gets the least dodges. No. All right, Palpatine did get to end with a record of 3-2, and I think it technically went to time before Themp's health bar hit 0. So that's fine. Okay. I think that covers everything. Yep, alright. That means we now get to go over the results and tally up bonus points. Goes us all bonus levels. Yep, once again. We really do need a most KOs bonus award. I don't know if we want to, like, do that now, but I think that's the fact that, like, Palpatine can get KOs means Palpatine falls behind on that. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and start on our bonus levels. On our results. Okay. So, as you can see here, we'll start with the racing. Most wins goes to Nathaniel with 15. Least wins goes to Sponge, who only got 1. Most last places goes to Sponge with 12. Least last places goes to Nathaniel with 1. Most trips goes to Win Chun. We don't have a least trips award. But we do have a least box and tested award, which goes to Palpatine and Themp, and most box and tested, which goes to later. So that wraps up. Yeah, that just about covers the racing side. Then let's see, for the dojo. Most wins goes to Win Chun, who went 5-0. And then most losses is a tie between Later and Sponge. Then let's see. Least dodges. Of course, Pappleton had to dodge at the very last second. Of course. So that means Later gets to have a bonus level. And then, let's see. Then most dodges goes to Win Chun. At 3. Then we have our timeout awards, which the only one who does not get to participate in that once again is Pappleton. Ha. This is also a thing. This is why we need to rework these, because, like, ugh. Because the timeout awards, Themp gets 1, putting their total up to 2. Later, got a timeout award. Their total goes up to 4. Nathaniel got it. Their total goes up to 3. When Chun got it, they get 4. Even Sponge gets it, they get 4. Let's see. Then we have the ring outs. Themp got a ring out, so with the rules that puts their total up to 3. Nathaniel got a ring out, so they get 4 out of it. When Chun got 2, which with the new rules it's half the number of ring outs rounded up. So Win Chun is at 5. And then there's the all by decision, which literally everyone but Sponge and Pappleton get. So okay, so that's how it's looking. All right, I'm gonna set this down real quick. Ugh. Okay, for once, Nathaniel actually wasn't the one that got the most bonus awards out of it, though they did come real close. God dang it, Pappleton. Yeah, I think we need I think in the future, I think we're halfway through the league, so it's too late to like change it now, but in the future we need to have it be like most ring outs and like most losses by ring outs and stuff like that. Because that should I think that'll help balance that a little bit. No more win more next league. Yeah. We just need to rebalance it so it is like because I don't mind like some of the win more, but we should make it so that like if you are like the winningest Chao, you only get like a couple bonus levels as a result of it. We just need to like rebalance. What points did everyone get? Okay, so in total, after everything was given out, Pappleton only got 1. Very on brand for Pappleton. Themp got 4. Later got 5. Nathaniel got 5. Win Chun got 6. And Sponge got 4. 4. Sponge got 4. So in total, like Nathaniel got most wins, least last places, and then got a ring out level, a timeout level, and an all by decision level, which is immediately like I think that's the core of like we need to look at that and just be like, okay, Because, like, that means over half of Nathaniel's, like, bonus points are coming from the dojo. Because if we had reworked that, if we said, like, say, the timeout award was, it had to specifically be, instead of cumulative, it had to be specifically, you got at least three, like, wins by timeout, or 3 losses by timeout. Nathaniel would still get that. But if we had, like, it be, like, most ring outs, then it's like, Nathaniel and Them wouldn't have gotten a level as a result, because, like, Win Chun would have won that one. Yeah, I think in general, and I think the All by Decision award, it made sense in season 1, but it's become, like, way too easy to build around, and it basically just becomes a free level. The only time you miss out on the All by Decision award is if Pappleton can somehow KO you, which is, like, not happening to anyone but Sponge. So yeah, we'll have to reevaluate some of that. And I want to see what more we can do with the current, like, way the meta is built out. With, like, this new structure, we could eventually, I think in the future, add least trips. Not now, but, like, because, like, at the moment, like, the way we've made it, the crawl strat is really only viable up through, like, season 2, and even then it really starts kind of, like, tapering off. So then it's like, okay, that's, like, you get, like, I guess the only concern is that would effectively translate to, like, 4 free bonus levels for whoever goes for the crawl strat. The real question then is just, like, well, does that balance out with the fact that you're, like, basically treating a stat that you need to invest in heavily later on, you're treating it as a dump stat early. Yeah, I don't really know how it'll go. Ugh. But yeah, we'll figure it out. The structure of the league is still evolving, and in general, it's still really important to see this, to see how the metas develop. One thing we could do for, I think least wins can stick around. Maybe least last places needs to be, like, reworked. Instead of least last places, we look at, like, the like, win-loss differential. So we could do one where it's, like whoever's the most in the negative, which would be, like, well, that would basically just be the same as, like, least wins. Maybe we just get rid of, like, least last places entirely. I don't know. It really depends, because, like, it's not that, like, if we look back at, like, the previous seasons, least last place was, like, kind of rewarding for more like middle of the road Chao. But then you had, like, Nathaniel got it here while getting most wins. Whereas, like, maybe Win Chun didn't, and, like, Nathaniel didn't this time. Then here, Nathaniel got it, and here, Nathaniel got it. So I think maybe in the future, what we need to do is, like, who's ever, like, win-loss ratio is the closest to 0. We do something like that instead of least last places, because then it's really rewarding. Because then it's more of, like, rewarding middle of the pack Chao, ones that are very consistent. Like, if we had it like that, then later would have won there, or later. Like, later has a win-loss, like, a mirrored win-loss ratio. Like, just 2 seasons in a row. Or, like, yeah, like, later here, I mean, later kind of cleaned up when it came to bonus levels for this one. But yeah, I think that might be the direction to go next league. Okay. But alright, anyway, yeah, I'll go ahead and post and reach out to everyone about their bonus levels. And we'll kind of get season 3 second half started, at least for like the prep phase. I think for like streams I want to do before I have to basically take a week off for like on call stuff. I want to do some other things rather than do more Chao League. So the second half of season 3 will pick up after I'm back from on call. So yeah, we'll worry about that later. But yeah, we'll see. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna make some notes on this. Definitely, Chao League 3.0 will be interesting with the like changes I want to make. Like making it like, because we'll be doing it on PC, it'll be easier to like just have people go to the one site where you can like generate a Chao and download it into the PC. Like, be able to do that, and then we have more control and more freedom for people to like actually like get the Chao build they want, you know. But all right. Yeah. I think we can go ahead and go ahead and start wrapping things up. Ooh. Let's go to the parking lot. And yeah, I'm happy I was at least able to get myself to stream. I was literally like sitting around kind of getting prep for stream, and I was like thinking to myself like, God, I wanted something sweet, but I knew if I freaking left to go get something, I was just not going to stream. I mean, I only streamed at like 9 tonight, so. Ooh. Okay. Okay, anyway. Let's not worry about that. This was a fun season, honestly. It was... We did have plenty of, like, fun upsets that were definitely fun to see. Like, I think, wait, yeah, didn't Sponge... Yeah, Sponge beat later, right? Yeah, because Sponge got, like, 6 dodges in a row. So did later... I don't remember. I don't know. We'll check the VOD, but I'm pretty sure everything ultimately was still accurate. Ugh. Alright. Let's go ahead and look for someone to raid. Just because I am tired, I think we're just gonna go with a comfort raid. We're gonna raid Marathon Man, who's doing those Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memory speedruns. Which is an interesting Yu-Gi-Oh! Experience. In that, I don't think you could really call it a Yu-Gi-Oh! Experience, because it never looks like they actually are playing the game. But yeah, we'll go ahead. Get that raid started. And yeah, thank you so much to everyone for coming in, watching, chatting, lurking, doing all you do. I really appreciate y'all. And yeah, we got season 3 underway. I do think I also have some interesting ideas for next league. I have an idea that I think might be fun, but we'll have to do like in like the mid season, like literally the like halfway point. That we'll have to try next time. And yeah, definitely be like really evaluating the like win more aspects of our bonus level system, where we just like rework some and like make sure we're kind of giving out like plenty. I do like the idea of the like win-loss ratio and like whoever has it as the closest being like a nice helpful point for like mid-tier Chao. But yeah, we'll about it later. All right. Have a fantastic night, everyone. Show Marathon Man some love, and I will see you all next time. Take care.